bring our hands to the lower dantian, beneath the belly button. And then let your hands part, palms facing each other in front of the lower dantian. And we're just going to breathe in, letting your hands float out to the sides, and then breathe out, letting your hands float back in, moving in sync with your breath at your own pace. Over time, we'll move towards breaths that are long, slow, deep, and even. Remembering to feel your feet on the earth. After your next cycle of breaths, we'll bring our hands face down now in front of yourself, imagining that you've waded into the ocean and are standing with the water gently lapping at your hands. Noticing any tension you may be holding, especially in your joints. Let it all drain out. And the next posture we're going to do is paired with a little sound healing for the kidneys. So with any sound healing, we want to feel the vibration in the body. So the water element is associated with the lower body. And so this is for the kidneys in particular, from the Urme mountain system. And the sound is hey. So it's kind of like H-E-Y, but clipped at the end. And the movement paired with it is we're going to come to a wider stance and the palms facing out. And we're going to sink down and push the hands out in sync with our legs. So pulse that twice. And then after that, I'm going to jump and then push the hands out fully to the side. So if jumping is feasible for you, otherwise you can just push the hands out fully on that last one. So it's 1, 2, 3, paired with hey. So when we're pushing, we're pulsing, I'm going to draw the sound out like this. Hey. And then when we jump, we're just going to shout it one quick shout. Hey. So hopefully people around you won't be too bothered if anyone is nearby. So we'll do that all together 3 times through. So coming into a wider stance, sinking down a little bit. Hey, hey. And again. Hey, hey. And one more time. Give it all you got. Hey, hey. All right, great. So now that we're all woken up, I'm going to dump the trash, lifting the hands up overhead, perhaps coming up off the heels, and then letting the arms and the heels drop heavy, like you're dropping heavy buckets of water. One more time, let it all go. And maintaining that kind of dead weight in the arms, you're going to swing them side to side, letting the hands land against the body, sending a vibration in wherever they land. I'm going to focus on my lower torso, in honor of the water element. So kind of the lower dantian area in the front and the low back on either side of the spine in the back. But you can feel free to let your hands travel up or down, whatever feels good. And we'll let the arms come to stillness. And we'll do some tapping. And for tonight, I'm going to use a loose fist for some of it, just to kind of send, I think, a bit of a deeper vibration in. But I'm going to start with an open palm over my shoulder, letting the hand fall heavy, sending a vibration in to wake up the channels, disperse any tension, and you can linger anywhere it feels tender. Open palm over the hand, open palm over the elbow. And then across to the other shoulder. Down the inner arm. Up the outer arm, open over the elbow. And we'll do an open hand on the side of the torso, over the rib cage. We'll do a little bit on the upper back. Support the immune system. Continue doing that through the winter for sure. And then down the backs of the legs, down around the feet if you can reach, and then up the inner legs where the kidney meridian and some other meridians run, and then down the sides of the legs. I forgot about the loose fist thing. If you want to be doing the loose fist down the legs, it's kind of hard to do on the backs of the legs, but down the sides of the legs, except for over the knees, we'll do an open palm over the knees, loose fist over the lower legs, and then back up, kidney meridian. Okay. And we'll take our fingers and just let them fall on top of the head, stimulating some acupressure points up there. A lot of bladder points running over the head. So bladder is the brother organ, so to speak, of the kidneys. So another part of the water element within us. Okay, great. And then next, we're going to step our feet together, so pretty close together. And then you can mirror me for simplicity. We'll take a step out to one side. I'm going to sweep the hands back and up, slightly back bending if that feels good for you. And then we'll forward fold, swinging the arms up and over and down towards the feet. And then we're going to run the hands up the backs of the legs to the low or mid back and tap gently with your fists. And then open the palms again. And we'll come back down the backs of the legs. And now coming around the inside like we were doing before, but just running the hands up to the lower dantian. And then we'll step the feet back together. And repeat on the other side. So hands back and up, forward folds, running the hands up the backs of the legs, up the bladder meridian, tapping behind the organs of the kidneys themselves, and then back down the backs of the legs, around to the inside, up the kidney meridian to the lower dantian, and step the feet back together. So we'll continue that a couple times on each side. Forward fold, hands up the backs of the legs, and tap, open palms down the backs of the legs, around to the inside, to the lower dantian, and step together. And to the other side, open up, forward fold, sweep the hands up the backs of the legs, to the back, tap, open the palms down the backs of the legs, around to the inside, to the lower dantian. And step back together once more on each side. Open up, forward fold, up the backs of the legs, tap back down, around the inside to the lower dantian, and step together. And one more. Forward fold, up the backs of the legs, tap back down the legs, around to the inside, and finally back to the lower dantian. Okay, beautiful. So for this next few moves, we're going to kind of embody water, the movement of water itself. So I really like some of these next moves. So we're going to start with one that we're shifting or kind of rocking our weight side to side. So sinking into one hip, so the knee will naturally bend, and then as we do, we're going to turn in the opposite direction and then reverse. So sinking to one side and turning to the other. Imagining your hips are this deep ocean current. And then we're going to bring our arms into it. So letting the arms just float up to the side that we're turning to. So the opposite side, the hips are shifting to. So as if your hips are this deep ocean current and your arms are the surf atop the water. Letting your arms be light. Relaxing your shoulders even as your arms float up, keeping a soft bend in the elbows. The power of this movement coming from our lower body. We'll come back to center. Bringing our feet together. And we're going to come into bow stance. So stepping one foot out, we're going to face the direction of the front foot with the back foot at about a 45-degree angle to the front foot. And rather than like you're on a tightrope with the feet, like you're on railroad tracks. So you want to have some width between the feet so you can take a moment to get adjusted just really want to feel like you're stable. That's the goal. So I can show you, let's see. I don't know if that's helpful. My feet like that. And we're going to be shifting our weight or our center forward and back. So, and as we shift forward, our knee will naturally bend. As we shift back, that knee will bend. So again, the power of this movement rooted in our lower body. And then we'll bring the hands to the sides and then glide them forward and back in sync with the legs. And now you might imagine you're an ocean wave lapping up onto shore and receding back into the sea. And we'll step the front foot back in. So stepping the feet together, and then we'll come into bow stance on the other side. So like you're standing on railroad tracks, trying to get my feet so they're both in view. And we'll continue on this side. We'll step both feet back together. Okay. And now coming into Tai Chi Begin. Letting the arms float up and down, up to about shoulder height. And then down to the sides, the hips sinking down, the knees naturally bending slightly, keeping a soft bend in the elbows to keep the shoulders relaxed. And now perhaps imagining you're an ocean wave rising and falling. this movement generated from your lower dantian, your center, opening as the arms rise, closing as the arms fall. So really just kind of a subtle shift, opening and closing. If you don't know what that means, a good way to start is just to bring your awareness to your lower dantian while practicing. Noticing any tension you're holding in the shoulders or the hips, the feet. Bring some softness. Right? Waters can be so powerful and yet so soft and fluid. This next time after you bring your hands down, we'll rest them as we did in the beginning on the top of this imaginary ocean you've waded into. Really feel that water on your hands. And come into a little bit of a wider stance and start to gather up that water, letting it run down our fingers as we push our palms forward and gather again. Gathering that powerful, abundant chi of the ocean to our hands. And this next time we'll sink a little deeper, crossing the hands, straightening the legs as you uncross overhead, and repeat. And this last time we're going to pause with the hands forming a ball overhead, bringing the feet back together, holding this ball of chi between our hands for a moment, really noticing any sensation or just imagining whatever light, water between your hands. And then we're going to rub them together. And bring them to your back. Nourishing our kidney chi to support us through the winter, through life. And then we'll rub fists together And same thing, we'll bring that to the mid to low back to support the kidneys. And one last time. To the lower dantian. Returning to this energy center, this source of power within us, very deeply tied with the kidneys and the water element. Thank you so much for practicing with me.